Hello everybody, and today we're going to be talking about gambling for children. Now, of course, we're going to be talking about in a new case of my restaurant adding a entire slot machine to their game. Now, I'm not saying I agree with what they did, but I am going to first say that, hey, people are not treating my restaurant fairly when criticizing this. They're creating an entire bias towards their game just because their game is kind of disliked for reasons like they copied another game and they're just owned by Big Games Development, which is a huge kind of company on Roblox. For instance, people like Scrimzog/Nathan have this take that it's like wrong for them to have a slot machine, but things like Arsenal don't get criticized at all, and they actually support those kinds of games, even though that also has a gambling feature. It just makes no sense, and I really want to talk about it because I just don't find it fair at all. So of course, if you enjoy content like this and want to see more, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. Comment down below your opinion on this entire situation, and of course like the video for more videos just like it. Now, how this all started was this guy named GD, otherwise known as John Roblox, and he tweeted out, "Did my restaurant really just promote gambling in a Roblox game? You can spend it for cash in game, but after that you have to pay 100 Robux to spend it again, or wait 10 minutes. In any way, if it involves Robux to use a casino style game, it's against Roblox TOS." Now, if you guys know who John Roblox is, he's basically a YouTuber with about 500,000 subscribers, and he's mainly known for his Arsenal content. Now, of course, this guy plays Arsenal constantly. He's literally one of the best people at the game in my opinion, and he has yet to criticize them about their gambling feature, but will apparently jump at the sight of criticizing my restaurant for their gambling feature. Now, one is obvious and one's not so obvious. So my restaurant has an entire slot machine. I understand how that can be seen immediately as gambling, but as you guys may know, Arsenal also has cases, and cases are gambling. There's a chance that you're going to get a legendary, there's a chance that you could get a common, and that's gambling. So I think at this point a lot of you guys are going to be like, hey, there's no gambling in Arsenal, cases aren't gambling. I'm going to go ahead and show you how they are. Here we are in Arsenal. You can see, go ahead and see my level. I'm pretty trash in this game, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about going to the shop. Now, if you go to the shop, you can see, hey, there's a ton of skins that you can get right here. There's a 100% chance that you're going to get them if you buy it, but of course, there's cases. Now, these cases cost a various amount of bucks, which I have right here, and you can also buy bucks with Robux. As you can see, you can click this plus, and you can buy 1,200 bucks for 95 Robux. If you were to then buy that and then go to the cases and then buy a case, then you would be gambling your 95 Robux and potentially could get a skin that you don't want, which is a common skin. But there also is a chance you can get a legendary skin or an unusual skin, which is an extremely low chance. Now, obviously, just like with gambling, usually there's a low chance that you're going to get something good and a high chance that you get like a common or something bad. So obviously that's gambling. You could get something bad, you could get something good, you don't know. So let's open this up. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. I got this wizard character, which I don't really want, but I was just buying it as an example. And as you can see, these common and rare and epic. So let's see which one we got, how good it was. So as you can see, I got a red wizard. And if we go back to the shop, I think that was either like a rare or something. I have no clue because there's not even a red on here. But let's just say we got something that was rare. There would be quite a huge chance, but not really at the same time. It's kind of like gambling, and it's not as obvious as a slot machine would be, but it is gambling. Now, in John Roblox's tweet, you can also see how he posted 3 different screenshots. We're mainly going to be looking at the third one, which is how Roblox doesn't allow this and it's against TOS. Now, of course, the Roblox TOS says, do not implement any gambling or casino-style games that involve real money in any way. This includes Robux, as Robux can be purchased for real money. Games should also be fair and not skewed in the developer's favor. Now, it says any gambling or casino-style games. Does Arsenal have gambling in it? Yes, it obviously does. But is it the entire premise of the game? Do you have to do it? No. Just like in my restaurant, you don't have to gamble, and therefore it is not a casino style game. It is a slot machine. Maybe that's a little bit on the sus side, but at the same time, pretty much every game on Roblox has this. For instance, Adopt Me, the biggest Roblox game ever to exist, has this feature on eggs. You can open up an egg and maybe it'll be trash, maybe it'll be amazing. It's gambling. So therefore you can't want these games to get removed unless you want all all of them get removed. Games like Arsenal shouldn't have a bias, and games like Adopt Me shouldn't have a bias, just like games like My Restaurant shouldn't have a bias. And if Roblox is going to remove all the gambling, then they're going to have to remove a lot of games on Roblox. Okay, here we are. My Restaurant. We're just going to be testing this out in My Restaurant. So, just because we tested it out inside of Arsenal, I want to make sure everything's completely gambling, and this isn't being skewed or whatever. And we'll see if it's worse or if it's better. Okay, so I'm actually in the game right now. Now, I actually have played this game a lot recently. You don't really have to play it. You can more like just AFK and watch YouTube. But I think I have a pretty good restaurant. I don't have my theme on right now, but yeah. Let's just go ahead and test it out. So, to even gamble in the first place, you have to go and buy this thing. So, let's go ahead and go to the shop. And I think it's over here, yes. Here it is. Looks kind of gambly, you know. It looks really like a gambling machine. There's no way getting around it. It's definitely not a case machine. I'm just gonna buy one of them. Thankfully, I have just enough money. Okay, let's go ahead and go to it. It's in decor, right here. Let's go ahead and place it just right here, right in the middle of my eyeball. Yes, right here. So, as you can see, you can get money. I have no clue what this is. You can get faster stoves, you can get VIP, and you can get sunglasses, apparently. I think those are like celebrity customers. But yeah, I'm just gonna do this really quickly. Double profits, nice. But yeah, as you can see, these are the rewards. Let's just go ahead and see what we get. Yes. It only costs 10,000 cash, which isn't much. See, people have like 3 million. Okay. You won the following rewards. Advertising campaign for 8 minutes. Double cash for 3 minutes. Okay, so pretty good. As you can see, it's a 10-minute counter, and if I want to just do it again, you're gonna have to pay Robux, 40 Robux almost, which isn't much, but it is apparently used to show that it's gambling, which it is, but you don't have to skip it. Okay, so now we're done testing My Restaurant. So in my opinion, My Restaurant has actually tamer gambling ways than Arsenal does. Because as you can see in the game that I just showed you, it only costs $10,000 and people inside of the game have 3 million. So obviously $10,000 isn't much for high game players and medium game players. But in Arsenal, $1,000 is quite a bit. Now I've played Arsenal for a long time. I usually don't buy anything and that's why I have a lot. But mainly, bucks are harder to get in Arsenal than they are in My Restaurant. Therefore, it takes longer and it's more of a risk for you to get something you don't want when it costs more. So you're putting up more money in Arsenal than you would be in My Restaurant. However, My Restaurant is more in the sense that it's obviously gambling rather than in Arsenal where it's kind of hidden under like the entire loot box scene, how a ton of games have loot boxes and how in Adopt Me they have eggs. So it's not outright a slot machine, but it basically performs the same action in the end, which is gambling. I don't think any of these games should be removed because they all basically do the exact same thing, and on one hand gambling is bad because it does promote gambling later in life and can lead to gambling addictions, but on the other hand it's a really cool feature that allows people to have a chance of getting something, and even though it is gambling, it's really exhilarating and fun to do. The entire reason is not to call Arsenal out or call My Restaurant out, it's to call these people out like John Roblox and Scrimzox that have been playing these games like Arsenal for at least a year and know about this feature in game and know that it can be seen as gambling, and it is gambling, but still criticize My Restaurant for doing it but not Arsenal. It's just not fair in the end. So if you're gonna criticize one and say one should be removed out of the game or one should be deleted off Roblox, then you have to criticize both. But of course, what do you guys think about it? Make sure you guys go ahead and comment below. Do you think they're right or do you think they're wrong when criticizing it? And do you think they should game? Because if they do get removed, then every single game with loot boxes or gambling at all would have to get removed, and that's a lot of games. Or do you think the future should just be removed out of the games? But again, that would also require a lot of developers to put in effort to remove that when it is beneficial to them because it gives them a lot of money. Obviously, these things in Adopt Me. Adopt Me is one of the main features of the entire game is trading, and the reason you can trade is because stuff has certain value based on how rare it is. So really, the entirety of Adopt Me's entire premise would be just ruined if this got removed from the game. However, games like Arsenal and My Restaurant wouldn't be as much as affected as Adopt Me because they're not main features of the game. Also, do you even consider loot boxes gambling? Because personally I do. I think it fits the description and matches the definition perfectly, but do you think it's not gambling, or do you think it is? In the end, this is going to end off our video, but yeah, tell me your opinions down below. Go ahead and join my Discord and follow me on Twitter for stuff like this instantly to really get my take on things, and I think this was a pretty hot take that was pretty good. But yeah, tell me what you think down below, of course. I always want to hear everybody's opinions. Of course, you guys can go ahead and argue down there also if you don't agree with them. But yeah, like the video, subscribe and notifications on, but most importantly, like the video, and goodbye.